As you may recall, I'm from Victoria, British Columbia. I love Victoria. I enjoy every part of it. And I love Victoria's Secrets. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking lingerie. But I'm talking about the stuff beneath the coverings. I'm talking about the stuff, the facts that you see when you get to know somebody there and they tell you about it. Some of the factoids that are fun, unheard of. You may have heard some of the things like Bouchard Gardens and the wonderful Inner Harbor, and those are great things. I mean, I enjoy that. We go down there frequently. But the stuff that you hear that's kind of secret, something that is not necessarily going to be told when you come to visit unless you go and ask somebody. Like the tunnels in Victoria. There are no tunnels, but it's a nice little secret that you can have where you see the little glass squares in the sidewalks, thinking this is a mysterious tunnel going from some location to another, but actually they're not. They're just extended basements out over the sidewalks. But one of the factoids, how did Victoria come to be? Hudson's Bay Company, back east, wanted to bring a company, another fort, so that Fort Victoria, should it fall to the Americans during the Oregon land dispute, then they would have another fort, another base, another post on the West Coast that would be then the British presence to keep the Americans out. Now, I'm an American. I live in Victoria. Didn't work then. Hudson's Bay did establish a fort at the base of Fort Street, known today. And Hudson's Bay Company is just 1 or 2 blocks up from the water. Beautiful store, nice department store, high quality. You'll love it. What's interesting is that Hudson's Bay Company is now owned by Richard Baker, an American. It didn't work. So having a Canadian presence or a British presence there didn't keep the Americans out at all. Didn't keep me out. I love being in Victoria. And I encourage everybody to come to Victoria because it's a wonderful place. One of the things that you will find when you get there is Victoria has been able to blend British background with the First Nations culture. They love the First Nations heritage. You'll see totem poles throughout the city and along the coastline. And if you were to Google the tallest totem pole in the world, they'll say Victoria, BC. What you don't know is that actually there's a totem pole in Washington that's taller. There's a totem pole in Alert Bay that's taller. One in Alaska that's taller. But they all have qualifying things like guy wires and things like this. Victoria's tallest was actually an interference, according to the councilors of the city, to the airfare or the airplanes coming into the harbor. And when that happens, they said, we've got to do something about it. They put a red light on top. Wasn't it good enough? They cut the 180-foot tall totem pole into 3 pieces and moved and left the 40-foot one where it is now and put it into the other places. Well, that is one fact you won't find. It's kind of an embarrassing fact because a current day politician felt like they knew better than the First Nations who erected the totem pole in the first place. So it's not really the tallest in the world, but they don't tell anybody that. Just a couple facts so that when you come and you ask the tourist people about some of the secrets of Victoria, you'll know a couple of them already.